we've made a mess.
Welcome to life in the trenches, quite literally, as our groundworks continue.
And we attempt to bring this previously uninhabited stone cottage in the Irish countryside back to life.
At least this farmhouse renovation is finally moving at a good pace. Well, at least there's cake. It smells like Christmas in a bowl.
Not referring to myself as a beast, it's just a big boulder.
Boop, 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 boop. The wind is absolutely howling out there and the rain keeps lashing at the windows, so I'm staying firmly inside the caravan today. Caravan is absolutely a bit of a state, so I'm gonna have a tidy up and I'm gonna bake something. So right now with the groundworks that are going on, I can't really help. I don't drive a digger. I don't really want to be out in the mud and the rain anyway. So my contribution to this renovation is supplying baked goods. Well, that's starting to look a little bit better. One of the caravan logistics that I'm constantly figuring out is, do I have any hot water? You have to turn the hot water on, and if I use the gas hot water, it takes about 40 minutes to heat up. If I use the electric hot water, it only takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It's quick. However, our electric situation is a little bit precarious at the moment, and so I can only have that on if I'm not using any other appliances or anything in here. So I can't boil the kettle at the same time. It will trip the electrics. And so I'm constantly thinking of these things like, do I turn on the gas? Do I turn on the electric hot water? Or do I go fill up a basket of all of the dirty stuff, take it into the house where we have a dishwasher, but that involves going outside in the wind and rain, so that's a consideration, and the precarious electrical situation continues inside at the moment, and it means that we can only be ever using one of the appliances in there between the dishwasher, washing machine, and the tumble dryer. So it takes so much to calculate these. Something as simple as, do I turn on the heating? Do I boil a kettle? Do I wash up? Do I have a chicken in the slow cooker? Do I put something in the tumble dryer? Boop, 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 boop. So yeah, something as simple as washing up isn't just a quick decision around here. Another quick insight into caravan life is that this is my teeny tiny little dustpan and brush for this teeny tiny caravan floor. Unfortunately it's small because I sweep and or mop this floor, not even kidding, easily 7 times a day, because the dirt and the mud from outside is relentless. Oh, which reminds me, we had a question about, or a suggestion, stroke question about, why don't we pop an awning on the side of there? We've been getting lots of different questions about us, our life here, the homestead, why are we doing something this way, why is something that way. We're going to be doing a really fun Q&A video coming up over the Christmas period, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you have specific questions, keep them coming in, and even if we don't reply in the comments, we will be answering them in that upcoming video. So I'm making what's supposed to be an orange blossom an almond cake, but I don't have orange blossom water because you can't buy it in our local town, and we're going to need a trip to the city for supplies such as that. So I'm just going to put in some vanilla, and I will include some orange, so it is orangey. And I'm not using caster sugar, I'm actually experimenting with panela. I don't know if you've baked with it before. It is it like freeze-dried cane sugar juice? Is that just sugar anyway? It's less processed and it's not bleached or anything like that. Caravan just used it in some jam making recently and it's got a really lovely flavour to it, so I'm going to try it in this cake.
So Monday 25th of November, the Monday after the weekend of Storm Bert. The wind has finally mostly subsided. There's been a little bit of hail this morning actually. I think some northerly winds are bringing in some chillier temperatures this evening and back down to the zeros. So anyway, digger man back on site. He's got his dumper, so the plan of attack is to actually fill the gabions. So this is where we've got to so far. Most of this has been done by hand over the weekend while waiting for my digger man to arrive. These 2 gabions are ready to fill to the brim now. They've all been laced up, so there's a bunch of additional lacing. You can't just plonk them on the ground and fill them up. you've actually got to attach them together so that they form one strong, like, bonded wall of stone, and it actually takes a surprising amount of time. So they need to be laced on all edges that they contact, and also when you get 1/3 full, you need to lace the faces to the opposing face so that it doesn't spread apart. Also, same again at 2/3 full. A bunch of extra graft there that I wasn't expecting to take so long, but it does take a long time to sort all of that out. We just discovered on the first trip down to the Gabions with the dumper, the route down with the stone is actually treacherous, completely soaked with all of the rainwater, and the fall of the water is actually coming down the path, the track that we want to bring the dumper down towards the Gabions, with, you know, the best part of a ton of stone every time. And yeah, the mud is just too soft and too wet, so the dumper really struggled to make it back up after unloading its first load. So we're having to build a little roadway with some of the gravel and stone that's been excavated from the land drain trench around the back of the house. And that's all good stone, and yeah, so before we could even start filling the Gabions proper, we're having to build a road, which was a bit unexpected, and yeah, it's going to be a bit time consuming, but we'll get there. It's actually handy because it gives me time to do all of the additional lacing and support wiring on the Gabions. Here we are, let's crack on.
Oh my goodness, it smells like Christmas in a bowl. I went with the cardamom and the cinnamon in the end. Oh, I just want to eat the cake batter right now. Did you know that we have an email newsletter? So we've only just started this fairly recently, sending it out every week, typically on a Thursday if I get myself organised or not. And anytime I am cooking something now in a video, in the next email newsletter, I'll send you a link to the recipe. They're not always my own recipes. This one, I'm adapting a Nigella recipe, but I'll pop in a link in that email's newsletter to the recipe that I've been baking, and I'll make a note of any tweaks or changes that I made in case you want to bake it too. And if you're like, how do I get on this newsletter? In the description of this video, there'll be a link to, you can grab the secret video that we did describing why we chose Ireland, all of our reasons for leaving the UK and specifically choosing here, the whole process that we went on to decide where in the world we wanted to live and do this homesteading life, and why we even felt like we couldn't do that in the UK. If you want to know all of that inside scoop, you can grab that free video and get on our email newsletter at the same time. So again, that's in the description box below. The whole time I was baking, the wind had calmed down, the rain held off, and the sun actually came out, and I was like, brilliant, as soon as I get this cake in the oven, I'll go up and see the hens. Just put the cake in the oven, you guessed it, rain's back. time for everybody's favourite midpoint in the video, comment of the week. Oh my goodness, I find it really hard to choose comment of the week because you guys just leave so many lovely comments for us. This week, thank you to Susan, who said, I hope you're still making content when you're old, sitting in front of the fire, knitting and smoking a pipe, ruminating over the immense job you took on and how happy you are that it all turned out so incredibly well. Susan, I love this comment so much just because I am there in my mind, just enjoying that image so much. We hope so too, and this is a little bit of a visual treat for you, a glimpse into the future. This was taken in 2018 when Caravan and I dressed up as a couple of old people for my best friend's fancy dress birthday party. So I don't know why we're looking so serious. There, now we're looking a little bit happier, and I just thought you might enjoy that glimpse into those fireside moments with us. As always, thank you to everybody who comments. We love this community so much. Keep commenting, and maybe we'll choose yours next week.
So here we are, Wednesday the 27th of November. Had used up the last couple of days, Monday, Tuesday, annual leave from the office, and I was able to help out the digger driver, get some work done, fill in the gabions. Excuse that noise, it's a bit chilly this morning. Diesel heater running strong, so it's been a slow last couple of days. The gabions are a huge time sink. They're starting to look good, although it's challenging to tell because the ones that have been filled, the majority of it is just the recycled concrete. So, but the areas that have been faced up with the lovely gabion stone are starting to look good. So progress has been slow. Not much else has been going on. The trench that's been dug around here, you can see so this is where the land drain and the underfloor heating manifold header pipes are going to be run. You can see it's formed a lovely moat. So an ideal location for a land drain. Yes, the lay of the land means all of the water's falling down here, and it's collecting in this corner here. So yeah, ideal for a land drain to take that down, out and away. The ponies are still able to be mooching about because hey, see ya. They're able to mooch about because we've got the gates locked at the top, and their 8-ton digger has not started work on their original paddock field yet. Here are the gabions I'm talking about. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total here, and as you can see they are mostly full of the recycled concrete because this is getting filled in with soil, so you won't see any of this. So we've got one face on this side, and the faces on the rear here that you can see from the field in front of us are all faced up with the lovely gabion stone. So we've got the replacement, some of the replacement wastewater goods going in here. We're eventually going to continue these gabions along here, probably up to about this tree here actually. Hello, hey you cheeky ponies. What are you up to? What are you up to, you cheeky ponies? What are you doing? Very, very slow progress. Most of the time is taken lacing up all of the edges and faces that meet with a neighbouring gabion so that they form one tight knit, homogeneous structure rather than individual cages. That's where the structural strength comes from. I'm back in the office today doing my desk jockey 9 to 5. So I won't be able to help out the digger man, well, maybe half an hour or so at lunch, but otherwise he's on his own, so it's actually a 2-man job to fill these. Bit of a struggle for one man to do by himself, as you've got to be kind of in the cages as they're getting filled, rearranging the stone and getting the laces in place. The plan for today is, while I'm not able to spend any time with the digger man, is actually for him to continue with the new soil pipe trench. He's had to go down well, over 2 meters here to get the correct fall to the waste tank. And there was a bunch of big boulders in there. There's a bunch of rock in here. See this beast, the size of my torso. Not referring to myself as a beast, it's just a big boulder. Hello, Gavin. How you doing, boy? Hello, boy. How you doing? What you been up to? You good boy? You good boy? What's going on here? All the stones getting dug up. It's an absolute bomb site, isn't it? It's a war zone, mate. So he's going to have to use the breaker attachment for his digger today so that he can continue to excavate this trench here. Hello, boy. How you doing? Hello. Hey, Sia. How you doing? So the rainwater, the 2 downpipes here are going to feed into 2 new gullies, another trench necessary here, and a bunch of more rock breaking to get rid of the concrete footings for what was the patio wall here. Progress, not as fast as what I was hoping for, but these things take as long as they take. It's progress nonetheless. I'll take that. So time for a cup of tea.
How are you feeling about these groundworks and using your annual leave to place stones into cages?
Well, I'm really glad it's underway. Having someone on site who has an expectation of, or like a preconceived idea of what progress should be, causes friction, right? Because they want to progress at a certain pace, and you want to progress at a certain pace, and like there's something you've just got to compromise basically. So yeah, so it's good to get stuff underway. I'm not enjoying the imposed timeline. I'm not enjoying the mess that's been created. I don't think we were prepared for how much carnage. It was like everything seems to be carnage at the minute. The sandblasters, the groundwork. Yeah. I mean, it's
and then throw in storms and mud.
Yeah. Well, just going to the top of the drive. Like you know, you can shower and change into clean clothing, and then walk to the top of the drive to go to the shops, and you're covered in filth again.
Yes.
It is a challenge. So looking forward to the back of these groundworks for sure.
And the mess.
Yeah. Looking forward to working on the inside of the cottage. Looking forward to working on the inside of the cottage.
Cottage. I've been giving a say cottage all the time, like some sort of radio DJ.
So looking forward to working inside the cottage, and I'm sure all of you are as well. And it's actually challenging to film all of the work that's going on when you're involved in the work, trying to film that and work on it, work on the projects at the same time, help out the guys that are on site, answer their questions, muck in, get the job done. That's a challenging balancing act. So there's not as much film of the action that I would have liked.
Also, even just trying to keep the tripod up in the winds has been challenging too. And the weather's been throwing everything at us, but in some ways I feel like, well, we made it through, we kind of passed the test. That was as bad as it's likely to get.
It was pretty extreme.
So we kind of know what we're dealing with now.
We've been able to learn some lessons from it.
The caravan didn't tip over or fall apart.
We saw what got blown around and what didn't. It made us appreciate how solid the cottage is, because you could walk from outside where all of the stormy madness is going on into the cottage, and it's just serene peace.
Yes, that'll be nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
And in an upcoming video, we have to do a special shout out and thanks to people who've been buying this guy stuff from our Amazon wish list, keeping you in all sorts of PPE and just making your life that little bit easier and more comfortable. So we are going to be doing a full little thing on that soon, but because the groundworks have just been occupying so much time and the storm has meant that we can't even be outside on the times that we're not working, it's been a bit challenging, hasn't it? But we do just want to say a big shout out, a big thank you to our Patreons, everybody buying us coffees, our Amazon wishlist gifters. You guys rock, and thank you so much.
It's been awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. We'll do a follow-up vid with me donning all of my new protective gear.
Fashion show.
Haven't been wearing it with the groundworks because it's all new. It's all too nice to wear.
It's too nice.
It's too mucky a job to wear all of the nice new gear. So I'll be modelling some of that shortly. So watch this space.
A treat to look forward to. Bye. Work it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Do a pull up. Now you're just showing off. One for the ladies. Another, ew, that's a bit gross. No one wants to see that. Are you doing hood up, are you? You look like a sullen teenager. Just here under duress. Previously uninhabitable.
Why do I say this nonsense every time?
Uninhabitable.
Uninhabitable.
Attempting to kill us. Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah.